know these hoes believe anything.
What's going on, people? This is Wes Watkins, and first I just want to thank you for joining us for the first episode of Are You Mature Enough to Co-Parent? During these episodes, during this season, and we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with co-parenting, from communication. Are you mature enough to co-parent? That's one of the key things in co-parenting. We're going to be breaking down a lot of different things, getting the male point of view, the lady's point of view, then we're going to mix them all together. Today I got a couple special guests with me. To my right, I have my barber. Don't worry about the hair part, that's where I got the hat on. But he definitely keeps the beard good. My man Dorian, the Groomer, the co-owner of DCD Groomer Lounge. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, just tell the people about yourself, what you got going on, who are you, what do you do, and how do you do it?
Try to do it very strategically and try to do it very good. But
I like it.
I'm a licensed master barber for over 10 years. I'm also the CEO of Fade for the Grade nonprofit organization. We just launched that at the beginning of this year.
Dope.
Also been becoming an author of a book that's about to be released very soon. And I also have a mobile barbershop as well, so I'll get into a little bit later about that.
He make house calls, trust me. It's been a many a days when I was shagging, me and Lil Man. And he definitely came by and got us good. So make sure you get up on the mobile and make sure you follow man. Because if you out here woofing, he'll get you good. That's you need to have that in a commercial right there. So make sure you pay my 10%. Well, yeah, to the left of me, I have my friend. I've known him for we go back for 20 years. It's been about that long. But he's a father. He's also the owner of Connection Clothing. My man Eric Lowery, holler at the people, man. Tell them who you are, what you do, how you do it.
Hey man, Eric Lowery, owner of Connection Clothing, like you said, co-owner of a new gym in the Columbia area, 9010 Fitness. Gonna be training out of there. Looking for your athletes and looking for your athletes to get better.
And let me just say this: his son is a dog on the football field. That's why they go to the gym.
Gonna throw that.
I go ahead and throw it out there. His son is a dog on the football field. What is he ranked in the country? I'm sorry, we just got bragged for. What's your son ranked in the country?
He was third in the state, man.
Oh, okay.
No.
In the state, I'm sorry, yeah. He was what?
Yeah. He was third in the state.
In the top 5, he was 3, just so you know. Okay, just had to go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited to have my friends, my homies with me this evening, man. And like I said, in this segment, we will be touching on a lot of subjects that we don't like to talk about in our community when it comes to co-parenting, and you're going to hear it from a man's point of view. One of the biggest problems I think in trying to co-parent is communication. The lack of communication definitely hinders you from co-parenting together. And you think about it, like a lot of times, if you've been with somebody and you've had past experiences, and sometimes that person may hold what happened in the past against you, and the lack of communication begins because they don't want to deal with you.
Right.
It's like, just throwing a hypothetical out there, and I don't care if it's a guy or girl. I'm not just gonna put it on the men, whether it could be man or female. But you may have been in a situation. Let's just say y'all were together, and somebody cheated on you, and you're still harboring feelings because they cheated on you. But now because the kid is here, you don't really want to deal with the person. So your lack of communication starts because you're like, you effed me
personal.
Yeah.
Take everything personal.
You know what I'm saying? And so because it's personal, I don't want to communicate with you. I don't want to deal with you, but I have to deal with you because we got a kid together.
Right.
But I really don't want to deal with you because of what you did or what I think you did. Like, what do y'all think about that? Like, is communication for you? Do you think communication is one of the issues when it comes to co-parenting?
Yeah, I feel like communication is the main issue.
Right.
For real.
Right.
I know us as men, we get tired of talking.
Yeah.
So
I ain't got time.
that caused us to shut down completely. Me, personally, I know, I'm going to mention it one time, Jack.
Yeah.
I ain't going to hold you. I'm mentioning it one time.
And that's it.
And that's about it. You know how I feel out there.
Yeah, I got
no
you.
point in, I don't do that reiterating. I hate when somebody reiterate to me.
Yeah.
So I don't do the reiterating personally, man. But yeah, communication is major.
I think as two adults, you got to take yourself out of it and put the focus on what it really is about.
Yeah.
Like you said, if it's a personal issue that you and the young lady had, at the end of the day, the goal should be to instill positivity in this child.
Right.
So you take yourself out of the situation where whatever they did to you, okay, that's what they did, but it can't fall back on that child's shoulders.
Yeah.
And I think that's what starts the whole non-communicating thing, and where they, I deal with a lot of people that says, man, she's holding the child hostage.
Right.
Because of what happened.
I've been,
you know what I'm saying?
I've been there.
It's unfortunate. Like, I'm unique in this whole thing because I don't have biological kids, but I've been involved with kids.
Right. Playing that.
And playing that position, and I can sit back and see, like, oh wow, like hearing how the person may talk about the other person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the person that don't have anything to do with that is the kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're sitting there like being their naive little kid, like, hey, I watched that one, but he did this and he did that, or she did this and she did that.
Now they're soaking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when that child gets older, they got to look at their root, where they came from, because they've been hearing things from both parents.
So that's what I was going to say. We talking about communication, but at the end of the day, the lack of communication amongst the parents, though, and the plethora of communication between, I'm going to speak from the mom to the kid. Because I just know of a lot of situations where the mom would talk bad about the father to the kid.
Because to be real,
and now
they have them more. They have them 28 hours of the day. I mean, 22 hours of the day.
And you get them full.
And you get them, you know what I'm saying?
And you're absolutely right. But then I think the thing that sucks is for, I don't even get damn. Okay.
It'd be a lot.
Yeah. Like it's so like when you say that, like, but then you have the dads who get the kid more than that. And it's like you still have to deal with the thing of you're talking bad about me to my kid, but it's like we supposed to be in this together.
Right.
We 50-50.
Right.
For real, if you want to keep it a buck, I got the child had the time, you got the child had time. And you got some dads that have the child 80% more than the mom may have.
Then you have some that don't get to that point at all.
Because the mom is sitting there still on the they're still in the mindset of what you did, what it may have happened. And sometimes it may not even been what you did. You could be in a situation where it just been like, you know what? I'm not even trying to be here with you no more.
Right. Yeah.
You may not. You got some dudes that didn't even cheat on them. That didn't even do nothing. It's just we ended up having a kid. Okay, this is what it is. Let me just go ahead and handle my business. But because you still got a personal vendetta with me, I can't handle my business.
So does that go back to say, and we can all say hindsight's 2020, but knowing who your partner is?
Yeah. It does,
because
but
that 5 minutes can turn into that lifetime.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Because you like
18,
right? And you don't know that person.
Yeah.
When you only knew him from 5 minutes looking good in the club.
But see, I'm gonna tell you this. This is why I tell everybody: do not allow a temporary situation to turn into a lifetime of hell.
Yeah. Right.
Like if you play adult games, you gotta be prepared for adult consequences.
But the intentions of everybody are different.
It is, but see, the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, but the thing is, that's how, like me, I got 2 kids, two different women. I had to prepare myself.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna make you sleep with them. You did what you did. Now
you're holding yourself accountable though.
No,
you are.
Nah, yeah, but it's see,
that's what it takes.
Yeah, it does. And so that's the thing that becomes the whole thing of, are you mature enough to co-parent? Right. Because it's like, for me, my son was the first introduction into me having to go through any of this.
Right.
So that process what me and his mother went through, shout out to her, Didi. We cool. That's my homie right there. But before we got cool, when we went through the hell we went through, like, that process was crazy. But it prepared me for anything else I would have to do. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you learn how to, well, at least I did. I learned how to carry myself, like, because we went through hell before the court thing, I mean, me and her, it really got to the point where it was like a hate. Almost, I hate to even use that word, but it really got to the point where it was like a hate situation. Right. It got to the point where I'm beefing with her. Me and her pops was going back and forth. Her fam and my fam, like the joint was hell, and it was like my son was just.
I was gonna say, could you, when you look back at it, you couldn't even tell you why y'all were going through that.
Yeah, like it was for real, it was for the dumbest thing.
But if you didn't have your son, y'all probably wouldn't even go through it.
Yeah. And so, but I'm gonna tell you, but the thing that I respect about the process of what happened when we went through it is that it honestly built, like, I respect process. I don't care what it looks like. I just, my outlook on life changed a long time ago. So I respect process.
Okay.
And so sometimes, though, you gotta think, like, process ain't always good.
No,
Process is, and I don't, just anything you do in life, not even just talking about when it comes to kids, like, you know, to become great, you got to make sacrifice. That process to become great is hell. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You look at Kobe, rest in peace, but, you know, just looking at his interviews, the process of what he did to become who he was. You feel what I'm saying? And so my whole point is that I respect process, and it sucks. It's not cool. It's uncomfortable. It gets you discouraged at times. It makes you want to quit. It makes you want to throw 2 middle fingers up and just say, I'm good.
Yeah, no question.
But for me, had I not gone through that process, I wouldn't be who I am now and have the mindset I have now. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that excuses anything.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like, dog, that process, man, is something. It's you respect it, but you hate it in the same token. It's like, why the hell do I got to go through
get to this point?
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like, why the hell did I have to go through all of this to get here? Why couldn't I just know this?
But at the end of the day, because both of y'all fighting for the same thing and something y'all both love.
Yeah.
So why is my battle so hard?
Right.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. Honestly, it's tough. If you're not in the same household with your kids, it's tough.
Yeah. Like so let me ask you this. What do y'all think? Like, let me ask you the question first. Not being in the same household as your child at times, you know, because same thing with me. Like, well, I mean, like, my son is with me full-time, Monday through Friday. He go to his mom's on weekend, but I mean, he's old enough. If he want to go there, he make his decision. Sometimes the boy come home, hey, I'm going, whatever. But my whole point is, what do you think? How do you feel about, or what do you do to? I'm trying to think how to even pose this question right now. Because if you got a child that's in a different household, how do you set your mind to discipline that child when they're not in your household?
It's tough, man.
Yeah, because it's like, do the other parents still hold the same?
No, they don't.
Yeah,
and most of the time, that's why they don't want to come with you
because you disciplinary, and they know
used to doing whatever they want to do at their location.
Mm-hmm. It's
so
not
they can play with you.
And
like,
then,
even over the phone, they can play with you.
And then
I wish listen.
If the parents aren't on the same accord,
they're
gonna side with them because they know it's gonna piss you off.
No
The parents gonna side with the child, especially if she has him the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know your dad ain't gonna let you do this, so you might well you good. You might well do this,
right?
And knowing that if you knew that, it's gonna piss you off, especially if y'all two aren't.
Man,
so between that and them buying their love, man, it's like, how we supposed to win for real?
Man, you know what's so crazy? Damari, he got jammed up with me a few weeks ago. Sorry, Damari. Sorry, listen. I got like a few different personalities with me, you know what I'm saying? When I'm in Mr. Watkins mode, when I'm in dad mode, I'm a whole nother West. And I mean, boy, I ain't gonna need front. I win. I mean, it wasn't no hat on my head. I was here, like what? You know what I'm saying? And I remember I told her, I said, man, I like, listen, it got to the point where I was like, it's so many words. I like, Negro. Mm-hmm. I make sure when you go to your mother house, you ain't got no phone, you ain't got no nothing. When you go to your grandparents' house, I'm like, I'm law over there. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. I'm law over there. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I shut. But at the same time, like, you can say it, but you really don't know unless you're on the same page as parents together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that's the biggest thing is making sure that we co-parent together. You feel what I mean? Because it does nothing if the child doesn't see us on the same page. It does nothing, like even in the long run, it does nothing if the child only sees one parent. Cause like you gotta understand, like there's certain things that only a father can give a child that a mother can't. And you know, at the end of the day, there are only certain things that a mom can give a child that a father can't.
That's true.
But I'd be like, listen, I don't play no games, so you know, as a parent, I don't need you. And I think that's the one thing we see, and hear what I'm saying when I say this. During this time now, I see a lot more men raising their kids. And I'm not only saying now, I've seen it a lot. Like me personally, I don't hang around, I don't mess with dudes who don't handle their business. And I know a lot of dudes who can't handle their business because the mom, because of the situation. So I'm not talking about that. But you know, to the dudes who just don't want to do it, you know, that is what it is. But you have a lot of men who want to handle their business and they can't. And you have dudes who are really out here handling their business just in general. I know, like when I take my daughter to school, I honestly see 85% fathers bring their kids to school. Like that's keeping a buck. I literally see 85% fathers bringing their kids to school and picking them up. Don't know the situations,
Right.
but my eyes just see fathers. You feel what I'm saying?
I think I could vouch for that, man. Just as far as simple stuff like back to school night, there was a lot of fathers at the high school.
Yeah,
there was a lot of fathers.
It make you
That's
feel
a
good.
proud moment.
Yeah, it make you
Like,
feel
for
good.
us, that's a proud moment, though, bro.
Because I feel like, and especially as black men, as black fathers, we're always put in the deadbeat category. They don't do what they supposed to, and I'm like,
Society don't help.
yeah, it's just, and I'm like, I'm sitting there like, I can honestly go down a big list of fathers I know every day sitting out here handling their business with no, like, so I'm like, what do y'all look like, you know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this, like, what do you think about, let me just ask you this question. What do you think about how they put fathers in that category? I just thought about that, like, how does that make you feel? Like, what do you think about that? Like,
I don't. Like I said, every situation is different. But me being a barber and seeing more women bring their sons in than men bring their sons in, that's just the opposite of what y'all see.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know their work schedule.
No, yeah, I got you. Yeah. But that's what you see.
But I can tell from the conversations that the fathers don't have anything to do with their haircut. They don't do anything
I
with
never
their
liked
schedule.
that though, man.
With their schedule coming here.
Because you know, like my son don't. I got that.
Right.
Hey, dog, like the wife, man, ain't no way she sitting in the barbershop.
So-
Man, ain't no
And-
way.
and-
Unless it's an emergency, unless I can't
exactly.
be there. Yeah.
And the way our shop is structured, we cater to a lot of women because we know that that's what's coming in here.
Right.
I have a lot of women clients.
Gotcha.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just like how you don't want the wife bringing something,
Yeah.
they feel comfortable coming in here.
Right.
So it's like they can sit over there and read a book.
True.
And have their son. And so we don't have a lot of riffraff. We don't. It's like
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah.
It's cool, calm in here. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's the lounge.
Right. We don't. That's why we took the name barbershop off of it
Mhm.
I got you.
because of the
Lounge gives it a more
different feel.
subtle.
Yeah.
We do all appointments only. So
True.
the women that bring their kids, they know they're only gonna be a select few in here.
Right.
Right. They
But the women that bring them, I never see. It's a lot of clients I've never seen the dad.
Is it?
Ever.
Can I ask you this? Is it more than 50%? Would you say?
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah, it's more than 50%.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally like I have a lot of clients and it's certain things that I do because just like with anything you got to build a trust, right? So I might not remember names, but I remember situations that come in my chair. So it could be a client that maybe come in once a month, but I can remember if they had to go to a party the last time. Hey, how'd you make out when you went to the party?
Right.
How'd you make out this? Or I'll shoot a text. Hey, how'd your son make out? I know he had an asthma attack last time, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, you know, and they just start
Trust.
and you can tell that the father is not in the picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's little things where doing the job that I do, you can tell where that male is needed in their life just by the little things.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, right. But I don't like the whole stigma of deadbeat dad. I don't because every situation is different. And we know who got control of it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
The one who's carrying them for 9 months.
Yeah.
They come out of the gate with control of everything, so they can use that to their advantage. Every intention ain't like that, but we know that's where it starts. So that's an uphill climb that the male has to have from the beginning.
Yeah, that's why I tell. That's why
most of us don't feel like going uphill.
Right. No, but
That's why we just
they late.
Yeah.
And I'm listen, man. Listen, this is why, and you know I preach this to everybody. Am I a fan of putting yourself in the system or putting your child in the system? No. But I'm a fan of fight for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know certain situations are different. You know, for me, mine know, hey, listen. You want to go to court? Let me go ahead.
And I'm gonna say you're the only dude I know that has ever done that and been successful.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell, because I think for me it was just a thing of
Perseverance. You didn't give up.
Yeah, no, it was that, but it was just like my parents are still married, so my dad, you know, I remember the times of my dad taking us out to Chuck E. Cheese and all these places and stuff, right? My brother had my nephew when I was 7 years old. So I seen my brother as a young father. Mm-hmm. So for me, I've always seen black men raising their kid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't never did nothing to you, we ain't got no beef, I'm expecting we gonna co-parent at the least. At the least. So it ain't gonna be nobody thinking you gonna take my kid away from me.
Yeah.
Nah, my nigga, we ain't gonna even play them games with. And if you know me, I
feel you, but you're really the only dude I know, man, that has ever done that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you though, but for real, that joint was scary, man. Like, you know, me and Damari's mom, we went the court battle we went through, man. That thing was hell. Like that did a number on me. Like I'll joke about it, but do I really want to go to court? Hell no, nobody want to go there because you gotta prove yourself to somebody who don't know you, right? Mm-hmm. And especially when you're trying to, it's like, yo, all I want to do is be a dad.
But you proving yourself to somebody that doesn't know you, but they've already taken their side anyway.
Yeah, and so and that's the hard thing, right?
Yeah,
so
uphill.
You,
it's climbing uphill.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. When I was going to court, this is what these babbles told me at first. They say, you make up 87% of the income relationship. So they was like, you looking at paying about $1,500 a month for child support. I looked at that judge straight in his eye. Listen, man, if you want to, you can lock me up now. Ain't no way in hell I'm paying 1,500 bones. Nigga, listen.
That's what I
was like, 1,500? My mama worked for WIC. She don't need 1,500. We got it. Dog, I'm not paying 15. Listen. But I say all that to say, like, it was scary. Because it's like when you have all of these things in your face, it makes you, and I get it, as a man, like, it's kind of discouraging. It makes you.
No, it's not kind of discouraging.
Yeah, it is discouraging. Like, yeah, and the thing is like, you know, certain people in different situations, so I was blessed to be in the situation I was in. You feel what I mean?
Right.
And so, but it's a scary thing because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I honestly didn't know. I had to be prepared. They say you got to pay $1,500, but not even being funny. That's why I told the judge. I said, dog, I'm not paying $1,500. I don't have $1,500. Right. Like, you going over my funds before anything said. Yeah, I'm like, I'm still living at home with my parents right now. If I had $1,500 to pay a month, nigga, I'd be in my own apartment or my own house. Right. I ain't got it. You know.
So how do you feel? I don't even know the term of joint legal. I don't know joint physical, all of that stuff. But I've had clients literally in tears, going through this stuff,
Man.
where they got to find a second job that pays under the table,
just so they can
make money to do what they got to do.
Don't strike the system.
Right. Now the one job is paying the child support because of stuff, but that's taken out from he can't live.
That's taken away from other kids and everything.
Right.
They don't factor in that.
None of that.
That's crazy.
Right. So I wonder do they got a grid? Do you know if they got a grid that they go by?
I don't even think it's that. Like,
because if it's $1,500 for your child, but if I make $3 million a year, that means I got to give her $20,000 a month just for a child. Like I don't.
And what the hell is that child doing? For
Thank you. Right.
I'm gonna tell you. I know one of my folks was in a situation where they had 2 kids. They had to pay $450 a child. But the crazy part was they had DC and Maryland taken out of the check
for both kids.
Do the math.
No.
So they was living off of.
So $450,
$450,
and then $450
plus.
So you got 9 from Maryland and 9 from DC.
18.
Yeah, right. No.
18.
Hey, dog.
And so it's like, and so
I
the
see
thing,
why people quit their job.
but see, and that's the thing. So it's like
it resorts to other stuff,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
So
it's a snowball effect.
No, I'm dancing, and that's why it be my thing of I don't just like I see why certain dudes I know gotta move the way they gotta move because it's like it's certain things you don't want to do, but it's like what else you want me to do?
Yeah,
right. And I honestly don't think that females, people in general, look at that.
Nope.
No, they don't.
Like you know what I'm saying? And sometimes like this is just my honest opinion, just on child support in general, right? I feel like if you have a man that you know for a fact he handling his business, he gonna do it. Miss me with the child support. Now, if you got somebody
more from him not being on,
right, and sometimes they don't understand why when you put a dude on child support, some dudes be like, you know what, I ain't doing more. I get it because it's like for real, I was doing more before, but you want to go this route for what? Because you got a problem with me?
But now I hear that the reason why some get taken up, and they could be going the first 4 or 5 years without paying anything. But when the mom got to submit something for cash assistance or something, that means you got to take them up for child support. Man. And then that's where a beat can start.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's a lot, man.
And so I actually know somebody who got put in that situation, but the mom kicks them back. The child support.
Oh, but that's
I honestly, it's just one person I know.
That's honorable.
Like, yeah. It's only one. I don't know the whole
right.
You know the whole thing of their situation, but I know for a fact like he pays it and she literally kicks it back because he been doing what he's
one in a million.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at the camera and tell them that might be a good idea.
Yeah, but see, but see, and I think that it comes on situation because the thing is, my thing is this. If we co-parenting, I don't mind helping you. Like if I'm taking care of my son, like my son mother, she know if you need something, I got you.
Yeah, I'm sure this week can you help out with or can
whatever?
You
I got you.
Right.
And the thing is because we co-parent. If I was ever in the situation, I know for a fact I could be like, "Hey, I need you to do boom, boom, boom."
But they're not about to be stinking my check, and then you still behind on something. You need my help. On that too.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying.
Now
So
like
and then on top of that, it's like I'm not about to be sitting here paying your bills. You like let's get this. And some of y'all, this might be a touchy thing.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, but let's get something straight. If I got an apartment and you got an apartment, we adults. You got your job, I got my job. You pay your bills, I pay my bills.
You're adults.
We adults, right? So you ain't about to sit here and convince me that you need $1,000 a month for the child. Because I know for a fact, with my child with me, any of my kids with me, I ain't got right. Ain't nobody putting in on my Safeway bill. Right. Ain't nobody putting in when I gotta go do A, B, and C. When I go school shopping, I go school shopping.
Right.
Let me keep that a buck. So it's like I understand people getting in certain situations. And like I said, like if we co-parenting and we're on a respectful level, if you need something and I got it, hey, you got it. You feel what I'm saying? But it's not about to be a thing of, I need to just be giving you X amount of dollars just because you not managing your money correctly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes as parents, they'll try to live beyond your means.
Yeah.
So that's why you need help.
They wanted to keep up the lifestyle of what they were doing before the kid came. To keep the image.
Yeah.
So I think a lot has to go. I mean, and if it got to start from the basics, define co-parenting.
Yes. So what's your definition of co-parenting?
On the same. Okay, I feel the definition of co-parenting is take the financial out of it first.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just wanting a betterment for that child, no matter what comes with that.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So when decisions have to be made, that's where the communication come in.
That's
we need to have. I found out she got to go here. I found out he got to go here. What did you take?
Can you take her to
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think the co-parenting starts. Financial comes later.
Mm-hmm.
But child support is financial first, everything else last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the whole co-parenting, like you said, communication, decision making, the best interests of the child, and take yourselves out of it and just focus on what that child needs.
Right.
Because they can't do anything for themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just think that if they had their apartment before the child was born, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not like you had triplets. Now you got to move out and get another added 2 bedrooms to the spot, and now everything gets higher. No, you was already maintaining that before he came.
Allegedly.
No. Right. But the perception is you're handling your business.
Right.
Yeah.
So you go into it thinking that you're handling your business because we're adults.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think once that gets broken down between the 2 adults, okay, this is what the co-parenting is. This is what my vision of it is. Tell me what your vision of it is, and we're gonna make it work for this child.
All right. Listen, we have another special guest this evening. My man Wade, the barber, right here, and he got the daughter. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about, man. It's real fathers out here handling their business. Wade, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm all right, brother. You know,
good?
I just scooped her from her mother.
Yep.
Yep. It's my turn this week. So
I see.
We out here, man. I literally just got off a flight and went straight to go get her.
And came in.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Bro.
So
we out here, bro.
Just real quick, just tell the people who may not know who you are, even though everybody should know who you are. Just tell them who you are.
Wade the barber, Wade Menendez, master barber. A lot of people know me to do like the hair units, man weaves and all that stuff, whatever. Educator, travel around the world, teaching and training and all that good stuff. I do a little music, you know what I'm saying? Opened up for this brother one time, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, you didn't open up, you were part of the show.
Part of the show.
You can't say you opened up, you were part of the show. I'm about to say you were a featured artist. There you go. You ain't opened up, you was there. But I like it.
So I'm out here, man. I'm just doing whatever I'm supposed to be doing in the world, man. Like just trying to use all my talent, brother.
That's what's up.
That's it.
Okay. Well, look.
What's the problem?
She trying to get active. She on camera. So
with your bag. Okay.
Let me ask you this. What do you feel about we were talking earlier about co-parenting, right?
Yeah.
And you're in a co-parenting relationship or situation.
Yeah.
So what do you feel is one of the biggest issues or when it comes to co-parenting? Me personally, I said communication, but what do you feel?
I think communication is probably one of the biggest joints. Like just and as far as making sure, because like if you're co-parenting in different houses, you got to make sure that what you're training or teaching, the other one is doing the same thing.
Yep.
And that becomes an issue, bro. But you got to make sure that say for instance, if you discipline a certain way or you're trying to instill something, if you had odds with your baby mother or whatever, like y'all not even talking about how y'all going to work the situation
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to do one thing, and then you got to reprogram a child every week
When they come
you know,
with you.
when you come, you know what I mean? It just it get confusing, bro. And it's confusing for the kid too.
Yeah.
You know
How
Yeah.
frustrating is it? Is it frustrating as a parent to have to? I don't know. You scared? I'm not asking you to go in.
No, we 50-50. So
Okay.
like it's week on, week off.
Okay.
So I have it 1 week. Her mother have it 1 week. I have it 1 week. Her mother have it 1
So
week.
is it a hard thing to? Do you find yourself having to reprogram every week? Every time you're on?
Yes, I think it's getting a little easier as she gets a little older too. I don't
She's
know.
starting to get used to it?
Yeah, she's starting to
Okay.
get used to it or whatever. So I mean, it's not too bad, but yeah, there are certain things I can tell the difference when she's with her and then when she's with me for sure.
Got you.
Yeah, so you want to
Okay.
say now?
Could that be because of environment or
Oh, most
looking at
definitely.
everything?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I mean, different environment. And our standards can be a little
I got
different.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's. Yeah, I'm praying that everything works out though, because me and her mother not really on the best of terms right now too. So
That
the
happens.
communication is just like
Right.
That's what we were discussing before you came. Is communication, is the lack of maturity, just in general. Like I mean, we said it before. Is if you lack maturity, there's no way you can expect to co-parent together successfully at all.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like whatever happened, I don't care if it's divorce, I don't care if it's relationships, if we just met, whatever happened between us, that's between us.
Yeah.
When we have the child,
All
the
that
child.
shit get erased.
Yeah, like
That should be out.
like if we gonna be adults,
Right.
let's deal with adult business
Yeah.
separately from the
That's-
child we got.
That's the mature way, but a lot of females are more emotional, so they don't know how to.
The hell did
They
we
don't
say
know
in the
how
beginning of
to-
this episode?
to compartmentalize that.
Yeah.
You just thinking about you and not for what's best for the child.
Yep.
And they can make it and going through this, I'm not gonna lie, I see how some guys be like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with it. Just say, you know what I'm saying?
We literally said-
No, we're rap.
Yeah.
And I literally see, because they can take the joy from being a dad.
That it discourages you.
Yeah, and so it's like,
Yeah.
but they can take the joy, and so I see how some guys, they just back up, and I would never do that.
No,
I don't care
I feel
how,
what you're
how
saying.
bad you
But
make
you
it feel,
understand.
but I
Yeah.
understand it now, going through what I've gone through. You know what I'm saying? And in court and fighting and all that stuff, man. And
Because it's like when you look at it, it's really
dirty. You can't do this one.
when you look at it, it's like, why? It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Like,
It's really never necessary, dog,
At all.
honestly.
Yeah.
It's usually because it's something that they wanted you to do and you didn't do it.
so now,
in the timely fashion
Yeah.
that they wanted it done, they get an attitude right away, cuz.
and so now it's, I'm gonna take you to court. You're not doing this, especially when you know I'm gonna handle my business as a man, as a father. Like we said earlier, like females know the men who not gonna handle their business. You know the dudes.
And this is just from, like I said, I'm outside looking at all of this, but knowing that a lot of women got a lot of time on their hands, and if they know that that's if it's gonna disrupt you because you always handling your business doing certain things,
I'm gonna go
they can
ahead
put a
and-
wrench in it.
Yeah. And that's one of the hardest things. So let me ask you this, like, and just because you just said that, right? As an entrepreneur and with what you do for a living, does it how does that throwing that wrench, does it affect you?
It's emotionally draining.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie. True fact. I literally had to protect my peace at this point.
Yeah.
I had to block her from my main phone, and I hate that I have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's always something just text me crazy stuff, like trying to make it difficult. So she can only communicate on my daughter's phone now.
Right.
So now I can control. I'm not gonna be grabbing my phone and randomly see a text message from you saying something crazy.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's been working. It's been working great because now I don't have. I don't know. Just because I'm a pretty genuine guy, so it's like you just trying to be just like
Attention.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just to make my life harder. So yeah, I think it has started to affect my business and how I function. You know what I'm saying? Especially going through court, bro. Like I don't wish that stuff on nobody. Bro.
I
like,
said that, dog. That is one of the worst.
Like,
I wouldn't
bro.
wish that on my worst enemy.
No,
Because that's
Yeah.
crazy. At the end of the day, it should be handled in court.
bro.
I mean, if you got too mature, it should
If you got too mature.
If
right.
yeah,
If you got too mature, but it should not be. A child should not be at the mercy of the court.
Yeah.
Or the rights
and
or
the
whatever you
money
wanna call
that's
it.
I spent
Right.
over that to this day. I spent over $70,000 in court fighting.
Oh yeah, you got me beat.
But that's why.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
you just.
You be like, that's why you be like,
Like,
yeah, I ain't got
man,
it. Like,
shit come around.
yeah.
Now we be like, man, shit come around.
Yeah.
and then it's like,
Inshallah, shit come around.
yeah, because it's like certain men are in that. Just certain people in general, they're not in that position. You know, thank God you are to be able to do that. But what about the dudes that's not? And so it's like you said, like you get the thing, you get the understanding of I see why you backed up because like I don't have to fight it.
Right.
And then 9 times out of 10, if I go to court, the first thing y'all gonna say is, "Oh, she right." Even if I've been trying to do everything I've been trying
So
to do
again,
to be,
you're trying to prove to somebody who doesn't know you at all.
Yeah.
You're trying to prove to them who you are.
Right.
and it's
The
like
system is set up for women.
For them.
Yeah.
So
And
it's uphill.
and that's
they carried them for 9 months, and coming out the gate, it's an uphill battle for men because of what's on the men's side.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you, and just because I went through the whole court situation, and I tell all my fellas, is dudes I know, especially dudes that are doing what they can to be in their kids' life. Hey, listen, if you got to, go for it. But I'm gonna tell you like this: you gotta understand, you gotta be smart in the situation.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to move how women move on us.
Yep.
So when I went through the joint, like my brother and my mother, they schooled me to everything. You know what I'm saying? And they told me everything to do and don't do. So you know what? You want to sit there act like a fool? I'm gonna let you act like a fool. Guess what I'm gonna let you do? If you want to text me all that stuff,
Oh, I'm gonna receive.
I'm gonna receive.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell you, hey, you have a nice day.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? How you doing today?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
You need anything? I'm gonna wait for you to call me to be. I'm gonna wait for you to do this, for you to say, because the thing is, you're gonna get so comfortable that you're gonna slip up. And guess who's patient enough to let you slip up? See, my patience I went to court back in 2010, 11.
Yeah.
My patience is on a whole nother. You talking about a nigga that got patience for 15 years.
Yeah.
My patience is a little different than everybody else's patience. I sit there and let you go for 2 years just so I can get that one time and be like, oh, this right here is on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's sad to say, but you have to be that way if you're not allowing me to be the dad. Because it's like, I feel like men that, and I'm not talking about the dudes that's out there just wilding
Just
over.
deadbeat.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
you have so many men out here who want to be fathers.
Yeah.
You have so many men who are stuck in the system that they can't be fathers because whatever lies have been put on them, you know, oh, he did this to the child, or he did this to me, and the whole time you ain't did nothing. Because why? I've been there.
Right.
I done had the protective order put on me when I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I had at one point in time, I had my kid taken away from me for a month and a half. Like, that was one of the hardest things to do. When you got a kid that's with you almost every single day, and then you got somebody saying, you can't see him?
Yeah. Right.
What you mean I
But
can't?
that's why I had to fight, because she tried to take my child and ration when I could see her. Like, I can only see my baby one day a week.
Mine was too. No,
I'm like,
no,
absolutely
not.
And so that's when I had to lawyer up and fight, because it's like, yo, like, if I let you do that, nah,
It's no telling.
it's who's gonna be able to tell, like, what I want to see, and then it's all about when you want me to see it. Nah,
Yeah.
we're not
It's
doing
about
that.
control at that point.
Nah. Yeah, and that's
about control.
the thing. The control and manipulation, bro. It's crazy, and I hate that it's got to be like that.
Right.
I'm like, I'm a solid dude. I want to take care of my child. I even on child support now. And I'm like, yo, I take care. I do everything for my
Like
kids.
I said,
Go ahead.
how does that make sense?
Like,
I was paying child support, and mine was living with me.
That's
Eh,
crazy.
what?
Yeah.
But how they do it now is just because it's about who makes the more.
the income. What I said earlier, the income
Yeah,
relationship.
Yeah,
It's
But
an
how
income
can that
relationship.
be valid when you got
Yeah.
The ones out here that ain't doing nothing.
And that's
but
what I'm
sitting
saying.
back collecting
Yeah.
child support
But-
from 2 different
Yeah.
dudes.
But-
No, that's
Come on,
it's
bro.
easy. It's easy, and that's the thing. It's like they're saying they want the child to be able to have the same lifestyle in both houses. So if you are, it's pretty much you having to suffer because you making more
Okay,
money.
but wouldn't it make more sense to give the child to the person that can provide?
Right,
Absolutely.
absolutely it does, and that's the sad
Absolutely.
part, and that's what we were talking about, like, and that's what we were saying earlier, like the way I look, the way my mentality goes, if we came into this thing and you got your apartment, I got my apartment. Now don't get mad at me because I may do more than what you do.
Yeah,
I go out here and get it.
yeah.
I'm a hustler.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to make, like, some people, some females may not have grown up how you may have grown up.
Right.
For me, we ain't grow up with a lot. I remember two pairs of school shoes for the year. I remember getting picked on. I remember, you know what I'm saying? So guess what I do? I go ahead and start these businesses. I go out here, I work. I go out here and do 30 shows. Why? Because I want to make sure my kids ain't got to go through the same thing.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me because I go out here and hustle and do what I do,
I got to be punished. Yeah.
so now I gotta provide the same lifestyle in
I
that
gotta provide
household?
for 2 houses.
Two houses. Yeah.
Right.
How that
It's
make
crazy.
sense?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How that make sense? It don't make no sense at all. So then when you put a dude on child support, if the dude can't keep up with it, and then what happens? Even if you
Start taking stuff. They want to take your license.
Take your
They
license.
take
You
it-
can't drive
so
without a
now,
job.
so now you can't drive to, you can't go to
Yeah.
work to fulfill the obligation you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So now because you can't get to work, what happens? You get fired.
Yeah.
So now that I'm getting fired,
Now
it's
it's force you to move a different way. Go back to the old you.
oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it gets you doing things that you don't have
It's
no
a
business
trap,
doing.
man. It's a trap.
But because,
like
and you think about this, when you got multiple kids, when you're taking care of them,
Mm-hmm.
but the Bammers that ain't doing
I know dudes
nothing,
that got 10 kids that ain't got
doing
none of that,
nothing
none of
and moving around freely,
Yeah.
moving around these streets like it's nothing.
I always said the deadbeats get treated like kings around
I
here.
had somebody that voluntarily took the dad off of child support just because they were like, I know he's not gonna do anything anyway.
Yeah, that's and well, yeah, I've seen that. Actually, her mom did that with the daughter that's older. Was like, you know, she took him off of child support because
Yeah.
you know
Because he wasn't working.
because he wasn't really
nowhere.
doing that.
But because see, you out here,
So,
doing-
he-
But it's you. It's
And that's why you got to be careful who you have kids with.
Well,
And
that's-
I've learned
I
learned
Yeah.
a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very valuable
That's what
lesson.
I mean, and in the valuable lesson, you still gotta bless him. But
No, yeah,
it's like you know,
it's the process.
it's
It's the, and what we were saying earlier before you had came, where I was like, it's the process. Like we don't like the process. It sucks, but because we play adult games, we get adult consequences. And I think all of us in here as men, we got our own individual situations. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like it sucks. The consequences suck because it's like, but it's like sometimes you don't go into the situation thinking this is going to be, because it's like, had I known this was going to be it, I wouldn't even.
I think it shows their true colors after certain things like this happen. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
They show their true colors after they show
After they-
signs.
right, that's what I'm saying. Like after they have a child, like you really see who that person really is. I think, like,
And you like, wow,
Yeah.
like this is where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, like yo, we could sit here all night on this. on this. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to close this thing up. Like I said, man, we are definitely just gonna keep hitting on these subjects of are you mature enough to co-parent, and we're gonna talk about the uncomfortable topics. Because these are the things that need to be talked about. And especially when you're getting it from a man's point of view, because you don't always receive the man's point of view. As men, we're expected to just either get down and lay down. You're expected to just roll with the punches. You're expected to, oh, they're men, they'll be okay. They don't. Yeah. You're expected to get over it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not the case. Like, let me just say this. And y'all can jump in if you want to. Men go through stuff too. Let's just because I may hide a reaction don't mean that I don't have hell going on with me because I can't see my kid. Don't think just because we're not blowing your phone up because you put us through nonsense that I'm not going through because I can't see my child. You got dudes out here who won't respond to your nonsense, and you'll tell your child, or your dad don't want to see you. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, dudes will go ahead and take it because you're not, and I don't care, you can say what you say and feel how you feel. You're not worth the response, not the child, but you're not worth me responding to that's what I mean. That's what I was trying to say. Like, it does mean nothing to get on your level. It does mean nothing to say, man, F you, you dirty B. Because then you think about this. If the kid is old enough and can read, and if I send you something sideways, and you see what your dad be saying, your dad. So like, if I don't respond to you with negative energy, then it's, see, your dad don't want to respond enough. He don't care about you. No, what do you want me to do? Right. Yeah. I can't. I don't want to respond. Right. Me.
I'll respond, but I'm not going to respond to
the way.
You respond, but you don't respond to certain stuff.
That's what I mean.
Only time I'm responding is it's directly talking about my daughter.
If it's anything negative, I can't
talking
do
about
it.
something else. I don't want. Nah.
Because it's like
I be knowing that joint like it's crazy.
And it's like, because it's like you. What does it do?
What's the point? Right.
Like literally, what's the point? Because what's going to happen is, and we was talking about this earlier, right? This is my thing. If you say something negative to me, I'm just the kind of person where you hit me, I'm gonna kick you. You kick me, I'm gonna stab you. You stab me, it's gonna be up. Yeah. You get where I'm going, right? My point is, I go to extreme. So what I do is, I have to make sure, and this is what I learned with my son's mother when we went to court back in 2010, 2011. I don't react off of emotion. I gotta take time to think what I'm going to say. So because if I react off of emotion, I'm liable to say anything.
I'm responding to you in the same manner you text me.
So what happens is, I don't do the whole thing of, I was just going through, so I said this. Nah, because
what you said was what you meant.
So like for me, you're not gonna ever hear Wes call me a B, or Wes said this to me, or Wes said that, because I'm not in a you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take time to think.
Right.
So when I do say something, you really gonna know.
Because
see, the thing with me, that's why I don't do apologies. Now, and what I mean by this is, I don't mind apologizing. Yeah. But when I say things, I really take time to think about what I said. So there's no point in me apologizing because I meant it. And if I do apologize to you, I'm lying. So I'm not going to make you feel good just for the hell of it. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
I meant what I said.
Right. So, so it's like, that was him. That was okay. That was the phone. Okay. He said the chairs cost a lot, and then I don't have it in my budget to pay for it. So I just had to make sure, because Dorian looked at me when he dropped it, and then I was like, it's not in my budget. I can't do it. So on that note right there, I want to thank y'all for joining us for the first episode of Are You Mature Enough to Coparent, man? Again, thank you so much. We got more episodes coming. We're going to be talking about things that are uncomfortable, but it needs to be talked about in our community. All right, so again, Wes Watkins. I got my man E with Connection Clothing, my man Dorian the Groomer. I got my man Wade the Barber and Baby Girl. We out. All right, enjoy your day.
Peace.